Hello, Team Nailin It. Sorry, it was like timing out, so I don't know if I was just sitting there awkwardly playing with my necklace while it was live. I'm not sure. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here in Team Nailin It. Um, you guys, I love Taylor so much. She just came and trained my team like, I don't know, a week ago, a week and a half ago. And I don't know if anyone else has this problem. It's for sure a problem. But every time I hear Taylor talk, I start talking like this, y'all. And I start talking like Taylor. And I want to talk about Team Nailing It. And then I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I don't even talk like this. And it's so embarrassing because I catch myself and I don't mean to do it. But I just want to have a southern accent so bad. They're just the coolest. I feel like it would really help my enrolling if I had one. Just saying. Just saying. Anyways, I don't know if anyone else has that, I don't know, affliction like I do, but it's really bad. It's hilarious. Like my family catches me doing it and they're like, what are you doing, Mom? You're so dumb. And I'm like, yes I am. All right, so you guys, I'm excited. Hopefully you have seen my post and you have printed off. See, I'm gonna start doing it now. Hi, my name is Taylor Shields and I can't wait for this training tonight. So, hopefully you have printed off the Go for No. This one I did another training. This is my third training today, guys. Y'all, this is my third training, y'all. So I have already scribbled on this form already, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm just loopy by now. So we're going to talk about this Go for No form, how to improve your enrollment numbers by utilizing a hot and a cold list. Okay. Before we get going, I want to see some participation in the comments, though. I have 3 questions I want to know about you guys before we get going. I kind of want to see where you're at. And while I'm reading the answers, I'll tell you a little bit about my background. I want to know, this is the wrong freaking piece of paper. What the hell? Okay. I want to know what your best enrolling month was. Tell me, what is the most stylish you've ever enrolled in 1 month? So let me know in the comments what that number is. A little bit about me. I've been with Color Street just about 20 months. I might be in month 21. I'm not good at math. Yeah, probably 21 months. So the end of October will be my 2-year colorversary. I have been top in enrolling my both years with the company. I've been number 1 both years with promoting leaders. I was number 1 in the company for helping new stylists achieve their jump starts. And enrolling is really the name of the game for me. Maybe when I first started, I was like top of the charts with sales. But you're not going to see me on the top of any sales chart. I usually sell, I don't know, $2,000-$3,000 each month. But I'm an enrolling rock star. And enrolling and helping new stylists get started and building leaders is really where the money is at in this business. Okay, so I'm seeing numbers here. I'm seeing 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Keep throwing those in and let me know what your best enrolling month was. All right. So my best enrolling month, I've had 2 or 3 months where I've enrolled 16 people. 16, yeah, I know, it's a lot. My first year, I would say my average was about 10 to 12. Because I have such a large team and I'm really focusing on building higher level leaders now, I average between 3 and 5 now. But I'm a lot more selective with my enrolling and I feel like my retention rate is a lot better. So I still feel like I could bump it up if I needed to. If I wanted to this month, I could really put in the work with these forms and I could enroll 16 if I needed to ramp it up or rebuild a team. All right. So I have no experience in sales. I've never done any of this before. Never worked for direct sales. Never sold a dang thing in my life. Never had to convince people to sign up for anything. But what we all do know is we know other women. We know our demographic. We know their psychology. We know their insecurities and their fears because we have them too. Okay? So we can use that to our advantage. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Next question. I want to know, how many people a month do you ask about the business? Do you approach about the business opportunity? Give me a number. You cannot improve your numbers if you don't know what your number is. What gets measured gets improved. So if you're like, I'm not enrolling enough, and I ask you how many people you ask, and you're like, well, there's no real number. We got to know numbers, guys. We have to be looking at what we're doing only so we can improve on it. Not to judge. We want to improve on those numbers, so we need to know where you're at baseline right now. All right, so I want to know how many people you asked about the business opportunity side of the business. All right. Yep, I want to know. And I have one more question I'm going to ask you. Oh, so one more thing while I'm waiting to see these numbers come in. I hit executive in 5 months with the company. I hit national within 9 months. So, and that's with no sales experience, nothing, you guys. That's because of enrolling. Enrolling, I literally could build my own teams. I could build great leaders that deserved the placements. You can call your own shots. When you're a great enroller, enrolling is the business for me. I enroll. I'm not sure if many of you saw my hostess coaching training earlier in the Dream Team, but I do enroll a lot of people through parties. Parties is the way that I meet new people. Parties is how I build that connection with them in my warm market, so I don't have to do like hey girl messages to my cold market. They're how I meet people, and they're how I enroll people. All right, even people that I don't host parties for, it's still how I meet, or it's still how I meet new people. Is in someone else's rando party, and then I can talk to them and engage and learn about their life and see they're looking for a business. Okay, so I'm seeing some of you reach out to 15, 6 to 9, 1 a month, 7. Okay, we're going to improve upon these, guys. We can improve these numbers. We totally can. Not that those are bad. Those are actually a lot better than a lot of people on my team, okay? So you guys are doing great. You're doing great, sweetie. I'm Chris Jenner right now. Last question. I want to know, what is your enrollment goal? Where would you be comfortable at? Where do you want to, how many people a month do you want to enroll? What would really build your team? I tell my team that bare minimum, if you want to grow and rank, if you want to promote up the company and build, your bare minimum should be 2 a month. You absolutely cannot promote ranks if you're not at least enrolling 2 a month. I say 1 per month to maintain rank, 2 a month to grow and rank, and that would be a slow grow, okay? If you want to grow rank, like when I was enrolling like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 people a month, I was hitting a new rank every other month. There was a month where I double promoted. I went from December and January, I went from team leader to senior director all in a month, just because I could make my own placements. But traditionally I was hitting a new promotion every other month, but I was enrolling a lot. And so if you want to, rank promote once, twice in a year, bare minimum, you guys should be hitting Circle of Excellence. And that should be your baseline goal each month. You're going to have to enroll 1 a month if you just want to maintain. And if you're barely enrolling people, like 1 person every couple months, you're going to see your business plateau, and you will see yourself dropping in rank because people fall off. Not everybody's a builder in this business. Not everybody is in this long term like some of us are to really grow and build. So you have to account for that. And enrolling is not ever anything that you can stop doing. You can never let off the gas. I can slow down a bit because I built myself to where I want to be. I certainly don't feel the need to enroll 16 people a month now, but I'm never going to stop partying, and I'm never going to stop enrolling because it allows me to be in charge of my own destiny, basically. All right, 4 a month minimum. I love it. 2 to 3 a month. 2 a month. Good, good, good. I like these numbers. 8 per month. Nancy, you got some balls. I like it, girl. I like it, girl. Nancy, you want to retire from your job? See, I love a hungry person. I love people with big ball goals. Okay, I like it. I like it. Yeah, y'all need to be hitting Circle of Excellence. That should be your goal. Okay. So how do we do that? Well, we need to change our mentality first. So before I even get into my hot colas, I want you all to think about the best thing that we have to offer people. When you're talking to someone, do you want to offer her a sample? Do you want to offer her the nails, like to make a purchase or host a party? Or do you want to offer her the business? I 100% feel that the best thing I have to offer people, the best sales pitch I possibly have, is the business. There's nothing better. Like, think about it. The barrier to entry is so freaking low. Where else can you go and start your own entrepreneurial business for less than what it costs to get decorative pillows and candles at Target? With no risk. No risk. Like, the risk is gone. It's not there. What we offer people that want to work is incredible. The business side is life-changing. Nails are fun. They're fun. But me putting on these nails didn't change my life. Starting the business and becoming a stylist changed my life. So when I'm approaching people or talking to them and getting to know them, I always start with the business. Always. It's the best thing I have to offer. Why would you start your sales pitch with the worst thing you have to sell? Not saying that samples are the worst thing, but that's so much work. You get them a sample, you follow up, you see if they want to buy, you add them to your VIP group, you see if they want to host a party, then you try to flip in the party. Girl, I don't have that time. This is how I enroll 16 people, because I start with my A game, and then if I get a no or I get some objections, then I go to the party. And then I can likely get them to do a party, and then I can probably flip them. And if I don't, then they keep buying and they keep buying from me, and they go into my VIP, and then I'll still flip them eventually, okay? But you got to start with your A game, and you have to believe in what you're selling. Okay, if you're just trying to grow a team to self-promote and to get yourself to a higher rank, you're not going to enroll anyone. That's self-serving. When you're enrolling, you have got to look at everything in sale, and we are selling. We're selling an incredible business opportunity, okay? When you're selling, you have to come from a place of love and service, and you have to find the solution to someone's problem. If you're solving their problem, you're never going to feel spammy. If you're solving their problem, you're never going to feel like you're tacky or you're bugging them. We all have a problem. Everyone. We all want to be sold to, okay? I want skincare for my dark circles. Sell to me. Tell me how this is going to fix this. Boom. You got me. If you know my problem, you can provide me a solution. I'm there every day. But if you're trying to sell me something so like you can hit your sales goals, I'm like, nah, girl, get out of my inbox. Ew. You know what I mean? So really, you have to flip your mindset, and you have to believe in this business. You have to believe that it can change people's lives. And maybe it's not the money. Maybe it's the culture. Maybe it's the community. Maybe it's the friendships. For me, it's all of that that provides a solution to someone else. Okay? So I start with the biz. I work it down to a party if I have to. I almost rarely, I don't even have a sample job form. I don't offer samples on my website. That's not what I'm trying to go here. I'm trying to build a team. Okay? I am trying to build a team and build leaders. I want to grow leaders. So we're going to get to the hot cold list, I promise. But I do want to say the importance of enrolling is this. Let's say I enroll 10 people a month. 10 people a month, okay? Really, like I'm just talking statistically wise, because there have been a lot of months where I enrolled 10 or more. Maybe 2 are really going to be good stylists. 2. That's like 1 in 5. Do the math here. I'm no mathematician. Only really 1 in 5 that you enroll are ever really going to amount to much. And I would say maybe 1 in 10 is going to be potential leadership material. Like they're going to be your builder. They're going to be a future executive. Maybe 1 in 10. So if you are enrolling 1 person every other month, it can take you 2 years to find a leader on your team. Think about that. So I'm not going to sweat bullets over enrolling a bunch of people and a bunch of people falling off my team. Selling is not for everyone. Some people enroll to steal the kit. Some people enroll and they're like, ew, wait, so I have to work and they're not going to do it all for me? I don't sweat it over those people. I love them. They're welcome on my team. I want them to be a part of the culture. I will keep enrolling until I find another Ashley South. I will keep enrolling until I find another Taylor Shields. Those are what I'm looking for, and you can only do that with high enrollment volumes, all right? You'll find them. You will find your builders, but you've got to enroll at higher rates to find them. More than once every 2 years, okay? People fall off my team all the time. That's okay, because if you can build leaders and you find leaders, they will build your team for you. That's what you want to enroll. You want to find those self-motivated people. I'm looking for self-motivated people. Okay? I'm not looking for kit stealers. I do, like, if they like the product, I will offer it to them. Like, I don't discredit kit stealers. I was going to actually be a kit stealer, believe it or not. So it's not that I don't approach them. I approach everyone with the opportunity. But I actively pursue my hot list. They're like people I really want on my team. They're self-motivated people. So a hot list, cold list. Let's talk about it. I have it up here on my whiteboard. You can probably see it in the red. These little names right here, that's my hot list. In the turquoise, that's my cold list. So a hot list and a cold list is really important, and you need to have one consistently always running. There's never a time where you're not going to have a hot and a cold list, and you should have it where you can see it every day. So a hot list are people that you're actively working to get into the business. You're hitting them up. You think it might be, they're on the fence. Maybe they don't know that you're hitting them up yet. Maybe you're still like buttering them up, getting to know them, but they are on your radar. And I want you to think of yourself as like a sports recruiter, okay? When I'm enrolling, I think of myself as a sports recruiter. Just, it takes like the nervousness out of it. I want the best people on my Rockstar team. And I do. I have a Rockstar team because I built it myself. I'm invested in it. So I know, you guys all know who in your life, who in your VIP that you want. That, like, she would kill it. That's your hot list, okay? Your best customers, hot list. Best party hosts, hot list. Maybe the girl that's not even in your VIP group yet, but she kills it in this other business, and blah, 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 hot list, okay? So you have a hot list and then a cold list. A cold list are people that maybe had previously asked you about the business, but they ghosted you, they backed out, they got weird, whatever. They were at one point still interested in the business. They can come around. You do not discredit them. I keep them on my cold list until I get an FU. Until I get a, yeah, F you, Ashley, F off. I'm not interested, stop bugging me. Then I'm like, cool, dude. I take them off, okay? Hot list, cold list, always have them. Now my issue is with when I'm talking with my team on coaching calls, I'm like, okay, like you said you wanted to enroll, let's talk about your enrollment, where's the issue? And she's like, well, I've been working on this girl for like 3 3 months now. She's so close. I've been working her. I've been trying so hard. And I'm like, okay, who else? And she's like, well, no, like I've just been putting all my effort into this one girl. I'm like, great, who else? Like, you sold $2,000 last month and you're working one person? That's your problem. That's your problem right there. So I like to say for every $500 that you sell, bare minimum, minus 5, but bare minimum, you guys, you should have 3 or 4 people on your hot list. So I want you to see what your sales traditionally are each month. If you sold $2,000 last month, you should have 12 to 16 people on your hot list. Bare minimum. I would say more than that because I'm aggressive and assertive. But bare minimum, you should be working 12 to 16 people if you sold $2,000 last month. Easily. And those hot lists should grow each month because you're being exposed. If you're hosting parties, which my goal for my team is always 8 parties a month, you should be exposed to new people, and that hot list should be growing. You should not be keep reworking the same hot list over and over, but you should be exposed to new people and add on to that hot list. You're meeting new people. You see people that are engaging. You see people that are posting bomb nail fees. I want that girl on my team. I want her. I'm going to do this. So I want you to have and create a hot list. Mine right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on my hot list. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on my cold list, okay? And I don't traditionally sell in high volumes. I think last month I was like $2,000. Sometimes I get up to 24, 26. Sometimes I'm at 1,800. But I'm always in the range that's about normal for 7, 8 parties a month. But I'm a very high enroller, okay? So I keep that hot list popping, all right? 100%. That's too many contacts to not be offering the opportunity. Yes, thank you, girl. Thank you. So what you're going to do with that hot list is you're going to start tracking relationships. You're going to bust out this go for no form, and I want you to think about your goal. If you typically ask 15 people a month about the opportunity and you only enroll 1 person a month, how many people do you need to ask in a month to get to your number? It's just basic math here, and I'm not a math person. But I would set a lofty goal for how many no's you're going to get. Okay, this is where we have to, again, flip our mindset. You need to get comfortable with a no. I'm going to tell you how many times I've reached out to someone about the opportunity. They have said yes the first time. Okay, I enrolled 109 people my first year at Color Street. I have not completed my full second year at Color Street. I think I've enrolled like 66 this year. So I don't know what that is. I don't even know the numbers. I'm not good at math. What is that, 170 something, 180? I can think of 2 people that have told me yes the first time I asked them right off the bat. They were ready to go. 2. That's almost 1 in 100, you guys. So if you're quitting on your first no, if you give up and you do not work through objections, this is why you're not enrolling. Your goal should be to get no's, because we can work through no's. No's turn into yeses. You're almost never going to get a yes right away. Expect it, prepare for it, and remember the fears and insecurities that you had about this business. Most people don't say yes right away. A lot of my best stylists, again, because I think of myself like a sports recruiter, okay, I have had to work to get on my team for 7, 8 months. And they were worth every gosh darn month of terror and working them. They are worth it. I recruit them. I want them. I don't care what I have to do. And it's a long game, you guys. It's not a short game. So the more no's you go for each month and the more objections you work through, you're planting those seeds is what you're doing. And you're going to check back in, and you're going to check back in, and you're going to work through this objection. She's going to give you another one, and you're going to convince her that she's amazing. And you're going to get another one, and you're going to tell her how now is the right time, and she can do this, and you're going to help her. And you're going to get them on your team if you don't give up. And you come from a place of love and service and providing them a solution in their life, not because you want them to benefit you, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take these forms, and you're going to have 3 or 4 organic conversations with someone not about Color Street before you ever bring up the business opportunity. Do you understand me? Don't be spammy-pammy, okay? You need to get to know them. How can you approach them with an opportunity that can change their life if you don't know their life? You need to know. You need to know them. You need to have the like, know, trust factor. So they need to like you, they need to know you, and they need to trust you, okay? You also need to be active on your personal social media pages. I don't know if I'm friends with a lot of you, but like I'm posting ridiculous shit like all the time on my personal Facebook page, my weird stuff, my jokes, me like talking about my, like whatever with my husband, like our weird relationship. We always like terrorize each other, and it's funny. But I'm always posting because I'm relatable. I want women to relate to me and trust me. I have to build that trust factor, okay? I'm not going to be a rando and then hit them up with a business because I don't want to join a business with a rando, all right? So every time you have an organic conversation with them, I want you to do this list. And if you're going to try for 100 people, y'all better be printing off a lot of these lists, okay? Print a bunch of them. Write down the names of people that you want on your team. And I want you to put a little dot when you had that first organic conversation. Here's the thing. Ask them questions about them. Stop talking about you. This is not about you. It needs to be all about them. Always. Don't make comments because people don't respond back to comments. You need to get good at conversation and be genuinely interested about what people do. It's like this weird concept. But you need to love on people and you need to really engage with them. So you need to have 3 or 4 of these dots before you ever get down to your go for no sheet, okay? I want you to know this person. And you can flip it on the back. You can write notes about them, which we've talked about. I like using Facebook Messenger because I can creep back up and see, what we've talked about and stuff like that. So when you have 3 or 4 dots on someone, then you're going to ask them. I always click Enrolling here first because I usually start with business opportunity. I might bump it down to a party. Okay, I just use that like whatever. I don't always. But if you ask them about the business opportunity, you're going to say you talk to them about enrolling. You're going to put the date. So you're going to put the date right here. And then you're going to put your notes. Maybe not right now. Maybe too busy. Maybe I'm not very good at sales. Maybe she's thought about it, but she's waiting for her paycheck next month. Whatever her objection is, you're going to put your notes and you're going to put what you say to her, how you work her through her objection, okay? That doesn't mean like, oh, you need to do it right now. It should be a cat and mouse game, you guys. It should be very simple. Like, oh my God, like I totally understand. Like I have freaking 4 kids here too. I can understand being totally overwhelmed. Would you be interested in hearing how I'm able to work this into my crazy hectic life? I think we might be able to come up with for some solutions for you. Would you like some more information? Easy, back and forth. She can say yes, she can say no. Either way, she's now on my radar. I've been kind. I've tried to help her. I've offered her a solution. All right. And then I have second RO, third RO, fourth RO, fifth RO, sixth RO. You're going to reach out to this person like 7 or 8 times. All right? This is how you enroll. I would say that most of the time, most of my enrollments come between my 5th or 6th reach out. 5th, get this in your head. So if you're quitting on your first or second try, think about all the people that you could have enrolled and you didn't. Now I want you to think about all those people you can go back and rework with some follow-up if you had just spent the time to work and walk them through their insecurities, because that's all objections are. Do not go by their words. Do not, if they're like, oh, I'd love to, I don't have the time. What she's saying to you is that she doesn't believe in herself. What she's saying to you, but not saying to you, is that you need to convince her that she's worthy, and you need to show her how she can do this business. That's it. That's it. Because you know what? We all felt that. We all have those feelings, so I know you know how to work people through those. If you can put yourself in their shoes and think about what's scaring her. That's it. It's just fear. Everybody has fear, and we can work people through their fear if we can put ourselves in their shoes. All right? So I'm going to have you do this, and you're going to be building it. You're going to be printing off more pages as you're adding people to your hot list every month. You're going to be starting organic conversations with them. You're going to be chatting with them, getting to know their life. When I'm ready to have that 5th conversation, one of my favorite things to bring up in some weird way is like, what do you do for work? Like, I'm just so curious. If you have such a fun life, you're always going on vacations. What does your family do? Do you own a business or whatever? Because guess what? Most of the time in a normal human conversation, she's going to tell me, and then she's going to ask me what I do. Whatever. And so really it just comes down to working through objections, which are scary. But you know what? You don't have to know the answer to everything. If you have a good enroller on your team, go to them and run verbiage by them. Say, hey, I got this objection. What would you do? We have this joke on my team with my leaders. They call it, what would Ashley do? And they haven't made bracelets yet, which is dumb. I think they should. Whatever. Kind of rude. But they're always running objections by me. And I tell them, like, anytime. I send them voice messages back, like, here's what I would say. Tell me how you're going to handle it. Hey, here. And then they'll be like, hey, I want to say this. What do you think? And I'll be like, dude, that was freaking banging. Maybe tell her this too. So get a second opinion before you work through an objection if you're not comfortable with it. That's totally okay. You'll get better at them the more opinions that you get from a good enroller. Now, if you get it from a bad person that's pushy or makes it about them or whatever, those people turn people off. So use your team to your advantage to get better working through objections, all right? Yeah, you totally should be proud that you run a business. I agree, Taylor, and not be shy about it at all. At all. But really, I found that if I come from a place of love and I'm asking people and I'm asking them questions and I'm listening to them, I don't need to tell them what I do. They're going to like me. People love to talk about themselves more than anything else in this world. If you want to make people like you, let them talk about them. Ask them. Be so interested in them. Get to know them. Because if you get to know her and you know that she's stressing, and you find out that her husband lost his job and that, like, whatever, like, this opportunity could change their life. But you wouldn't know how to approach that if you didn't get to know her. Maybe she just moved here from another state and she has no community and she's really lonely and she's got 2 young kids at home. She needs this community. She needs these friendships. That's the angle I'm going to take and the approach I'm going to take with her when I do my reach out, okay? And depending on what her objection is, it's going to change my second and third reach out, okay? I'm going to have to get creative to come up with solutions to her problems. If she doesn't have time, next reach out, I'm going to have a solution for her, okay? Now, if she doesn't, if she doesn't have the money, next reach out, I'm going to talk to her about how she can make this work, okay? So you're going to work through those objections and you're going to follow up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. That's how you get enrollments, and it really is like planting a seed. Be aware that this is a long game strategy. You're not going to see the fruits of your labor from this month. You might if you don't reach out to a lot of people, but where you're really going to see the return on investment is 6, 7 months down the road. If you guys are doing this and doing it consistently and getting better at working through objections, the only way you get better is by doing them, okay? You're going to have months where you enroll 5, 6, 7, 8, because you're planting those seeds and you're watering them. You're planting those seeds and you're watering them. And those seeds will blossom. Not all of them, but a lot more than are blossoming now, okay? If you're just giving up on the first time, you're planting that seed and you're walking away from it. You're not watering that seed, so you're not reaping, the rewards of it. So really get good at identifying your hot list. Pack that hot list. It should be packed with people. If you're selling $2,000 a month, that means you either have a few customers that are buying a crap ton of nails, they should enroll, or you have a lot of customers. Again, if you have a lot of customers, you have a lot of people that would be interested in this business that you can talk to. All right? Okay, so I think that's it in a nutshell. It's not super complicated. What's your goal here for the month? And write it down and see. See what shakes out from that. Okay, guys? I'm going to see what questions you have now. Let's see. I'm going to go up to the top here and see what questions there are. Okay. I love it. I'm learning to solve their problem. Absolutely. And you guys say it's Sales 101. Sales is about providing a solution, and sales should be an act of love and service to people. You're serving them. You're helping them. Sales is not, if you're feeling spammy when you're reaching out to people, that's because you're self-serving. You need to flip your approach and find out how you can help them. Then you're never spamming. Ever. You're like, people want you to solve their problems. They do. Okay, I'm seeing what questions there are. Let's see here. If you have any, throw them in the comments. Okay. Till I get an FU. I did not say the F word, I don't think, on this training. I'm very proud of myself. Okay, just scrolling through. Aw, thank you, Melanie. That's so nice of you to say. $7 million jewelry store? Damn, girl. If you need, like, a model for your stuff, it's fine. Okay, how do you know how often to reach out? Okay, Michelle, this is a good one. Great question. Well, you don't want to be obnoxious, but I like to find reasons to make it not uncomfortable to reach out. So I've created a bond with her. We know each other. We're friends. I know her family. I know her kids' names, like whatever. That's so important to build a rapport with people. You've got to do that first. And then like a bundle set, reason to reach out. A new launch, reason to reach out. The August cactus sets, reason to reach out. Okay, I find little reasons. If I see her post about, her dream vacation in Hawaii, reason to reach out. When we got the trip earning incentive, reason to reach out. I'm looking for things that are going to solve her problem and a reason to reach out to her, okay? And you have your dates here, so maybe you don't have a reason, but it's been a minute. You keep them on your radar. You keep them on the hot list, and you keep them from going to your cold list, and you find something to connect with her on. And it's totally cool to be like, hey, Sally, I loved your post the other day with you and the kids. It's so amazing. We have so many young moms on our team. And I know you said initially you didn't have the time to do this, but I just can't stop thinking about how this would be a good fit for you and how I really think that you would love this community and we really want you on our team. I think you'd really find a lot of value in it. Have you thought about it anymore? And can I send you some more information on it? I've just offered her a great thing. Like, she's not going to be mad or pushy at that because I'm thinking of her and I'm being considerate to her and I'm trying to find something that would benefit her life. So really, you can find any reason to reach out to someone, but make sure what you're doing, put yourself in their shoes. Would you be annoyed with the way you're talking to people? Okay? If it would annoy you, it annoys them. So be genuine, be solution-based, be a problem solver, give compliments. No woman in the face of ever is ever going to get mad at another woman giving them a compliment. Okay? It goes like kids, gay guys, other women. That's it. Those are the 3 best compliments you can get. Kids, gay guys, other women. I think like women are at the top of it too. If I get a compliment from another girl, I'm like, yes, made my day. Okay? So you tell her why she's amazing. Likely she's just very insecure and doesn't believe in herself. You know who else was very insecure and didn't believe in themselves before this? Hi, Ashley Self. I thought about it for months and did not think I could do this, okay? I needed someone to walk me through and convince me that I could do this. It happened to be my husband. Somebody still had to walk me through those objections. And if they don't have someone in their life doing that, it needs to be you. Okie doke. Let's see. And get an accountability buddy to do this with you. Oh, 100%, you guys. Tell your accountability buddy your goal for your go for no. And check in with each other. I prefer weekly goals because monthly's too hard for me and daily. Like, I'm really a hot mess from day to day. So as long as I can get things done in a week, it seems to work better for me. But do what works for you. So Nancy said, so do I overcome each objection on the spot or just agree and then overcome it the next time on your call? I do it on the spot. I don't ever agree with their objection. I do validate them, okay? So I love to validate their objection. And, well, go ahead, put in the comments, like, what is an objection that you wouldn't feel comfortable answering? I love objections. My husband, I heard him on the phone a while back, and he was talking to his dad about my business, and he's like, I'm pretty sure Ashley could sell someone herpes. And I was like, thank you, thanks. But any objection, I can turn it to a positive. Any objection they give me, I can flip it around and provide them a solution to it. It's like a puzzle. It's like a brain psychology puzzle, and I love it. I love it. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And really, you can ask other people's opinions that are good at those, and you'll learn the verbiage for it. But I do like to overcome it. Doesn't mean I'm pushing them. Like, I'm giving them a solution. I'm like, so what do you say? I'm like, I totally understand. Like, I felt that way too. That's a very common feeling when thinking about entering this business. Let me just leave you here with this. I think you could do A, B, C, and D. And then I leave it alone. It's cat and mouse. It's cat and mouse. Remember, I remember, when you're dating your husband, if you have a husband, you really like him, but you kind of got to play it cool, you know? Like, then let them, it's got to be a little cat and mouse, you know? Like, conveniently not be available a time or two. It's very much the same thing, but you definitely want to be available. But you don't want to come at them guns blazing every time. Okay. I'm seeing these questions now. Yep, don't overthink it, you guys. Speak from the heart. 100%. People know if you're genuine. Speak from your heart. I agree with that so much, Taylor. Speak into me. I need to learn to overcome their objections. Yep, feel, felt, found. 100% feel, felt, found. And you guys, third-person stories are the biggest tool you can use. Okay, people, especially women, don't care about facts so much, but people remember stories, and people connect to stories. All right, so I'm going to use an example here. The most recent girl that I just enrolled, I have been working her for about 7 months. She was a party host of mine. She killed it in her party. I knew she didn't have the money to sign up. It's been an objection she's given me several times. I've provided some solutions. So I didn't push it, but I would check back in every time we'd have a new launch, or she had like 3 or 4 of her friends host parties with me, and I was like, come on, girl, these could be your parties. And so I recently, with this new fall launch coming up, I was going back trying to get repeat party hosts for this August incentive before the launch. And I reached out, and she of course said yes. And I said, girl, I know you told me you don't have the money for this kit, but I really think that this business could change your family life. Have you thought about it anymore, and is now the right time for you? And she responded back, which I expected, and she was like, you know what, I still would love to. It's still on my mind. We just don't have the money for it right now. And I flipped my approach, and I said, girl, I get it. Like, I'm not judging you because I was there too. Like, before I met my husband, I came into my marriage with like $60,000 worth of debt, 40 grand in student loans, credit cards I had run up as a single mom, you know, with medical bills, dental bills. Like, I was broke as a joke and could not dig my way out of debt. And I didn't have an extra $12 in my checking account. I said, so I hear you. I know what you're, like, That's a totally reasonable concern. But can I just tell you a story about my friend? She's been with Color Street a year, and she had the same issue. They didn't want to be in debt. She didn't want to put it on a credit card. She didn't have the extra money, but she knew that if she would find a way to make it work, this could help their family situation. And the money she didn't have for groceries and the money she didn't have for her kids' sporting events could come from this business. So she scrounged and she borrowed from a friend, and I think she put half of it on a credit card. She did not have the funds, but somehow she made it work. And you know what? She paid off that kit in her first 2 weeks. She worked really hard, booked some nail bars, paid off her kit in her first 2 weeks. She did great, and this helped her pay for Christmas. She's paid off her credit card debt with this. This has actually changed the scope of her family life because she took the step. And so, whereas I don't want to pressure you to do this, I do think that because you can't afford the kit, this business could change your life so much for the better. And I really think that you would benefit from it. I was just honest. I used the third person story. I related to her feelings, and I love to. If you don't have a story personally, you have someone on your team that can relate to her, and you don't have to connect the dots for them. She can find herself in the stories that you use. Okay, let's see. Dion asked, do I call or voice text when I reply or offer the opportunity? I do both, honestly. I usually initially will start off with a text message. If I have to work through objections, I want them to hear my voice. They need to hear that I'm caring and loving. They need to hear empathy and compassion. And here's the deal. You've got to be excited. Have any of you ever noticed that, like, when you first started this business, you were like an enrolling superstar? Have you noticed that? We didn't know shit. We didn't know jack squat about this business. The first couple months, I see people enrolling like crazy. And then they've been with the business for a year or two and they can't enroll anymore. Do you know what the difference is? It's excitement. It's passion. You've lost the excitement in your voice about, like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing product. You've got to have that when you talk to people. It's passion and excitement that sells the business. It's not your facts. They don't need your stats. They need to see excitement and love and passion for the business. Definitely. Good questions. I've started using voicemails. I feel like it makes them want to reply back rather than ghost me. But people traditionally won't ghost you if you've built those relationships with them. And if you ask them an open-ended question. I'm never commenting and sending them a statement. I'm always asking them a question. Can I send you more information? What do you think about that? Do you think we could jump on a Zoom call? I'm asking them questions that wouldn't make me feel weird, okay? If it would make me feel weird, it's going to make them feel weird. So they're not going to ghost you if you've been building a relationship with them and they like, know, and trust you. That's why we do that first. If you're straight up out the gun messaging a person from a party that you've never talked to about the business, they're going to ghost you. They for sure will ghost you, because I would ghost someone that did that to me. I'd be like, ew, get out. Yep, we only knew that we were excited. We did. We didn't know crap about the business. I still struggle with understanding the comp plan and everything else. But you know what? Passion and excitement goes a gosh darn long way. So that's it in a nutshell for me with enrolling. There's a million different ways to enroll, a million different ways to approach people. The way I do it isn't for everyone, but I think you can take this system and make it work for you. However you want to enroll, you need to be having those conversations with people. And so what? And so if you get a couple no's and you bump it down to a party, hell, you just got a party, and then you can work on flipping the host. Some people need to have that party first and see if they can do this for me to enroll them. So I'm totally okay if I get a no once or twice with hitting her up with a party. Because people traditionally don't want to keep telling you no, especially if they like you and know you and trust you, and they love the product. Party. They're going to say yes. So that's it. Any other questions, y'all, before I jump off? Easy peasy, mac and cheesy, guys. You can do this. I want to see those numbers come. I'm going to ask Taylor. I'm going to ask her. And in 6 months' time, I want you guys to double those numbers. And I want you to be so on fire for your business. And I want you to be changing people's lives. That's what you do with enrolling. Sales, you're not changing anyone's life. You're not ever going to change their life for the better by selling them nails. You will change someone's life by enrolling them and teaching them and guiding them. You can change their whole family's life. And that is the most rewarding thing in this business is changing lives. That's what you should be focused on. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for having me. Namaste. I'm going to go have a glass of wine now. Have a great, great evening. Bye, you guys.